A method we're using here is covering the blank in Sharpie so your marks show up better. The first part we marked was the edge of the blade. Since the blade is 5/32 of an inch, we are using a drill bit of the same thickness to mark the center all the way down the length of the blade. We then use these calipers to help find the line we are grinding to. The next thing we are going to start is grinding down the blade to begin shaping it. We start with a 40 grit belt and work our way up to a 120 grit. The blade gets hot really fast, so make sure to dip it in water in between each pass on the grinder. Once your grind lines are looking good, hand sand the blade until you reach your desired level of shininess. This can take quite a while, 30 plus minutes. The next steps will be working on attaching the handle scales. We sand down the side that will be touching the metal to make sure that it is flat and also to give it some grit to stick better with the glue. Line up your handle material with your blade, making sure it covers the entire handle. Clamp it down to make it stay, then drill the holes out using an 1/8 inch drill bit. Repeat with the other side. Then you'll put your pins in to keep the handle scales in the right place and push the two sides together. If the pins are a bit tight, you can put them in a drill and sand them down a bit until they can be pushed through. You need to take it back apart at this point, so it is important that you're able to do so. Once the handles are attached to the blade, you can start shaping the handle. You especially want to sand and shape where it slopes down to the side of the blade. This area is extremely difficult to clean up and shape once the handle has been glued. We took the scales back off the knife blank to achieve the desired slope of the top of the scale. We used a pen to mark our grind point. Then set our grinder to a 45-degree angle. We also hand sand those surfaces while they are easy to access. Other than the part at the top of the blade, the rest of the handle doesn't need to be perfect up to this point. Next, we are going to glue it all together. We're using a 2-part 5-minute epoxy to help keep the handle scales in place. Don't skimp on the epoxy, thoroughly coat both scales and the pins before assembling. Make sure it's all pressed together, then clamp everything up and let it cure. We set this out overnight just to be safe. When you come back, you will be shaping the handle scales. Start by grinding the pins down. Be sure to let it cool a little bit as you go. Then continue shaping the handle to the profile of the knife and then to your hand. We first sand the outside to match the blade profile, then we round it up to our liking, working up to higher grits to attain a smooth finish. you can do a little hand sanding to finish off the handle. This is a lot quicker than the hand sanding of the blade. Once the handle is all done, we can sharpen the cutting edge. We make a bevel using the 40 grit belt, which will be the main way to reach a sharp edge. You want to get it to the point where you have a very thin stropping on the edge. We then use this leather wheel to remove the stropping. You can also use a flat piece of leather for this. A final touch we decided to do was coat the handle in boiled linseed oil. This will help protect it and prevent other contaminants from soaking into the wood. We love the way this blade turned out. It's a great little knife and very beautiful. We hope you found this video helpful in your knife making process and that you're enjoying the subscription box. If you haven't subscribed yet, then get in on the fun. We have a link in the description. See you next month.